Here's one bizarre fact about every country in the world. The Netherlands is the safest country in the world for cycling. Bikes are considered legitimate vehicles and are treated with equal respect on the roads. Riding a bike here is 6 times safer than any other country in terms of death rate per billion. Venezuela is home to the most electric place on Earth, Lake Maracaibo. Lightning storms, called the everlasting storms, occurs almost 300 times a year, with an average of 28 lightning strikes per minute. This is due to the cold mountain air meeting the warm air from the Caribbean. The national sport of East Timor, or Timor-Leste, Sepak Takraw. Nicknamed kicked volleyball, it combines elements of volleyball and soccer. The game is played with a ball made of woven rattan, a vine-like palm. Bosnia and Herzegovina is popular for its waterfalls and splendid nature settings, including one of the last remaining rainforests in Europe. The forest spans across 3,190 acres. In 1971, Turkmenistan, a massive underground natural gas cavern was drilled into by the Soviet drilling rig. In hopes of stopping the deadly gases, they lit it on fire, which has still been on fire for over 50 years now. In Bangladesh, it is rude behavior to use your left hand for certain tasks, including eating, passing stuff, and drinking. The left hand is considered unclean and meant for dirty work only, like removing shoes and using the toilet. Eritrea in Africa is home to a tank graveyard. Among the wreckage are trucks and other vehicles, old ammunition, and storage containers that some families use as homes. The graveyard contains items from the Eritrean War of Independence. Rodents in Jamaica were causing so much of a problem that in 1872, the animal the mongoose were introduced to the island. They did their job and saved thousands of dollars. That is until they began stealing fruit, chickens, fish, and crabs. Bhutan was the last country in the world to have a television introduced. It was deemed illegal until 1999. Beekeeping is very important in Slovenia, using the bee products for medicine and food. In fact, 1 person out of every 20 civilians are beekeepers, equaling to about 900,000 beekeepers out of 2 million people. In Flagsta, Sweden, students of Uppsala University undergo an odd way to relieve stress. Every night, year-round, at 10 p.m., they scream at the top of their lungs. This is pretty terrifying. Mali is home to the largest mud buildings in history, including a mosque in Timbuktu, where a door was rumored to have never been opened. The belief said the door would bring the end of the world. Unfortunately, rebels broke down the door in 2012 and opened it up. In Angola, a giant stable antelope was discovered in 2006, which might not seem very cool until you learn that the species was considered extinct since 1982. Still, the antelope is endangered and are being protected in a national park and nature reserve. Austria is home to 2 very important figures in the world of psychology. First, Sigmund Freud is a native to the country and would become the father of psychoanalysts. His work is famous for understanding the brain's mechanisms. Who else was born in Austria? Erwin Schrödinger, famous for his cat equation and work in quantum theory. You've probably heard of the Big Five, but have you ever heard of the Little Five? Malawi is home to all 5 of them: the antlion, buffalo weaver, elephant shrew, leopard tortoise, and rhino beetle. Morocco is home to the world's first university, founded in 859 and built by Fatima al-Filhili, the daughter of a wealthy refugee. Zambia is home to many amazing animals and bugs, including termites who house their colonies in hills that can grow to the size of a house. The oldest surviving statues in history can be found in one of the oldest cities, Amman, in the country Jordan. The Ayn Ghazal statues date back to 7,500 BC. Though Comoros is home to many birds, the only native mammals are bats and marine mammals. Though for a couple of the islands, the Madagascar mongoose lemur migrated over. The Marshall Islands is outlined by 5 islands and 29 atolls, which are actually made up of 870 reef systems. Some islands are so narrow that there's just a single road running along them. Turns out Greece is not actually the name of the country. It is Hellas, formerly in Greek. Greece is just what foreigners call it in English. To honor the dead, All Saints' Day Kite Festival is held in Guatemala on November 1st. This tradition of flying kites in cemeteries has been taking place for over 3,000 years.